The car felt good in P3, and then qualifying, I didn't change anything, and then qualifying just completely, completely like turns on its head.
What's happening with Mercedes at the Mexican Grand Prix? The German team arrived at the Hermanos Rodriguez circuit with renewed expectations, but what we saw was a team struggling with its own demons. Hamilton and Russell managed only 5th and 6th on the grid, but the most worrying thing isn't the positions. It's the problems the team is facing. A series of recent accidents has strained the team's budget cap, while the drivers report erratic behavior from the W15. Hamilton, using the latest updates, even stated that the car turned upside down between free practice and qualifying. Russell, on the other hand, using the old package, achieved a slightly better result. What does this tell us about the car's development? If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so now. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss any analysis, and let's get to it. What happened to Mercedes between practice and qualifying is something even their engineers can't fully explain. 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton was confident after the 3rd free practice. The car was responding well, had a good balance, and everything indicated that the team could fight for better grid positions. But as soon as qualifying began, all that optimism vanished. The feeling was completely different, Hamilton said after quali. The car was fine in FP3, we didn't change much, and suddenly it just flipped. It's very strange. The British driver found himself battling a car that simply lacked rear grip, something crucial for gaining speed in the corners of the Mexican circuit. The most intriguing part is that this erratic behavior is not an isolated case. Hamilton has faced similar difficulties throughout the season, especially during qualifying sessions. It's frustrating, but it's been like this in every quali this year, the driver lamented. The team tried a few configuration changes, including an adjustment to the rear wing to seek more downforce, but the result was even worse. The car became slower. As if performance issues weren't enough, Mercedes is facing a financial crisis caused by a series of accidents in recent races. Russell and Hamilton have had incidents that have added pressure. "We're in serious trouble," admitted team principal Toto Wolff. "Everyone is struggling to stay within the budget cap, and we had a bad crash with Kimi in Monza, then George's 2nd crash last week, and now again." Russell's accident in Mexico was so severe that the team had to change the car's chassis, working all night to get the W15 ready for qualifying. To give you an idea of the gravity, the team had to use its 2nd joker of the season. The mechanics did a Herculean job, but the cost of these emergency operations is weighing more and more on the team's limited budget. And here we reach a fascinating point in Mercedes' current situation. Due to recent accidents, the team was forced to put their drivers in cars with different specifications. Hamilton continues with the updates introduced in Austin, while Russell returned to the package used 12 races ago. The result? Russell was faster. "I'm really happy with the recovery," Russell said after securing 5th on the grid. "We're still with parts from 12 races ago, and to be only 2/10 off the front row is a solid effort." This situation raises serious questions about the effectiveness of Mercedes' new updates. Hamilton himself expressed his doubts. "It will be interesting to analyze because I'm in the updated car, which should be faster, but I don't think it is." This direct comparison between the two specs will provide valuable data for the team, especially as they need to define the development direction for 2025. The most worrying thing is that Mercedes seems to have lost the development path that looked so promising before the summer break. At that time, the team had won 3 out of 4 races, but since then, they have struggled to maintain that level of competitiveness. The current situation adds complexity. So what can we expect from Mercedes in the race? The situation is quite different from last year when Hamilton started from the same position, P6, and managed an impressive 2nd place. "There's no chance of repeating that this weekend with the car we have," admitted the 7-time champion straightforwardly. "The main challenge lies in the nature of the Mexican circuit and how the W15 reacts to its features. The altitude affects the car's behavior. The altitude of over 2,200 meters significantly impacts downforce generation." Toto Wolff explained that the car has a very narrow operating window, and when conditions aren't ideal, the problems multiply exponentially. The long straight to the first corner might offer some opportunities at the start, but after that, Mercedes will have to deal with a car that, according to Hamilton, is lifting 15 millimeters up and down, creating instability. This creates a situation where it's nearly impossible to maintain a consistent pace with the leaders. And here we reach the core of the W15's technical issues. The car is facing a phenomenon known as three-wheeling, where one of the wheels loses contact with the ground in corners, completely compromising stability. As Hamilton put it bluntly, when that happens, the car just stalls. The W15 shows a clear preference for specific conditions. Cold is good for us, high speed is good for us, Wolff explained. We don't like low speed. Heat on traction isn't great. This sensitivity to external conditions makes it extremely difficult to find the ideal setup for the car. The most concerning part is that these problems aren't new. The team has been struggling with these issues throughout the season, and even with recent updates, it seems they haven't found a definitive solution. Tire overheating continues to be a chronic problem, especially on circuits like Mexico, where high temperatures and altitude create particularly challenging conditions. The current situation at Mercedes raises crucial questions about car development for 2025. The team is in a delicate position. They need to understand the issues with the W15 to avoid repeating them next year, but they're also constrained by the budget cap following recent crashes. Russell was optimistic when asked about prospects for 2025. I don't think it's fair to say we're at a disadvantage for next year. In Austin, we were operating very close to the limit with the car's setup, very close to the ground, which clearly hurt Lewis and me throughout the weekend. But when we managed to complete a lap, we showed real signs of strong performance. The key to success in 2025 may lie precisely in understanding this narrow operating window that has so heavily impacted the team this season. Mercedes is facing one of the most complex moments in its recent history in Formula One. A combination of persistent technical problems, budget pressure from recent accidents, and a car that seems more enigmatic with each race has created the perfect storm for the German team. However, it would be a mistake to underestimate the team and its drivers. Mercedes has repeatedly demonstrated its ability to recover from difficult situations, and the data collected this weekend, especially with the two cars in different specs, will be crucial in defining the development path for 2025. Hamilton and Russell might not be fighting for the win, but their feedback and the comparative performance of their cars will provide valuable insights. As Russell said, maybe the race will come our way. And if there's one thing we've learned about Mercedes over the years, it's that they should never be dismissed prematurely. The question remains, will the team be able to find answers to its problems in time to finish the season on a high? The Mexican GP might not provide all the answers, but it will undoubtedly be another crucial chapter in Mercedes' quest to return to the top of Formula One. Thanks for watching until the end.